English with deck. Hey up, how's it going? Hope everyone's enjoying themselves, you know? It's definitely feeling more spring-like around here. Almost beach weather. As of today, I have donned the floral shirt. Oh yeah. You know, just to paint a picture for you, I've got some reasonably sorry, that's a terrible word. Reasonable length shorts, bright yellow Adidas running shorts with a brown, pretty long brown, baggy brown Champion t-shirt. You know, it's that thick material, not a thin t-shirt. It's a thick t-shirt. The material is quite thick, so it's quite comfy, cozy. And then on top of that, I've got a dark blue with white floral pattern open shirt. Oh yeah, summertime in spring. You know, I'm really of the opinion of when the weather is like this, sun is shining, blue skies, it's only fair to dress accordingly. It might only be March, but I will dress like it's July. And I think that's, you know, one way of generating a positive attitude in my mind. You know, that works for me. Look good, feel good. Look summery, feel summery. You know, just because it's March, there's no reason to dress to the calendar, in my opinion. Yeah. And, you know, talking about being outside and stuff. Now, as I'm sure many of you know, if you are new to the English with deck, I'll just bring you up to speed. So, yeah, of course, I have a lot of experience working with landscape design, various outdoor related activities, or professions, should I say. Professions. And, you know, that means, of course, you know, I enjoy the outside. I love being outside. Indoors is also perfectly acceptable. If I have the opportunity to get outside, though, I take it. Grab the bull by the horns and get out of the door. And, you know, it's quite funny. When I used to be a landscaper, worked as a landscaper, of course, you're working in gardens. Primarily working in gardens. And then I'd get home and I'd have to look after my own garden. Which meant that it was like garden. Wow, so much garden. Don't get me wrong, it's satisfying, it's fun, it's enjoyable. But there definitely becomes a point where, now not for everyone, I think for a lot of people though, there becomes a point where you don't want to have a difficult to maintain garden. You want a reasonably simple garden because you're working with gardens. You come home and you don't want to have to do anything majorly complex or arduous. Or even you appreciate how little is needed to get the results that you want. You know? And this is the same. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. This is the same across many professions. Whether it's design, whether it's, you know, a designer, many designers will design it crazy, out there, wild, abstract designs, but their home is pretty simple, or their decoration is pretty simple. Fashion designers as well. You know, some fashion designers will wear crazy stuff. I say crazy, like just out there, really out there, wild, pow, pee, pee, poo stuff. But most of them will wear, you know, pretty simple and, functional clothes. Yeah, and then when it comes to people who are doing concrete work or something, they might do beautiful concrete finishes. But then when they come home, their driveway is really a bit, not as beautiful as the work they do, because they appreciate that it's not what they need or as important. Anyway, of course, Now, what I was saying was, oh yes, okay. So now I do a lot more work in the home. I am primarily working from an office a lot more. I'm not out in the garden, out doing physical work as much as I used to be. So now, when I get the opportunity to go in the garden, I have a lot more motivation for that. And, again, I know that an absolutely pristine garden is not needed. However, I have a lot more motivation to keep it clean and neat. Maybe in the morning I don't think, I do it now and I won't do it at work. And that's quite interesting because it really resonates with how we feel with what we do. It's like love what you do and do what you love. Well, that's brilliant. But if you do too much of something, you end up resenting it or not wanting to do it. So that means that when you change what you do, the thing you resented or didn't want to do before becomes quite attractive again or desirable again. It's quite an interesting paradox right there, isn't it? Maybe someone who makes too many podcasts ends up not enjoying the podcasts they're making. But I guess it's that back to that thing of, keeping it varied a little bit. But it really does depend on a case by case basis, I would say. Yeah. Okay. Well, as always, I hope you are having a fantastic morning, a brilliant afternoon, and a wonderful evening. But for now, bye bye. See you in the next one.